Hello everyone, my name is Lucifer and welcome to my channel. Today I want to speak a little bit about a relatively new champion, a new fighter in the game called Thallen. Thallen is a magical fighter. To be honest, I don't see a lot of content creators speaking about him. I got him around 3 weeks ago. I think he can be very, very good. Sometimes I feel that I'm not using his full potential, but his damage output is really, really good. So I decided to make a small video about him. I'm not going to break down everything. I will just show you how I have mine built and where you can use him. Unfortunately, we don't have right now open the Immortal Codex. Where I used him with more success was in the Immortal Codex Conquer. He was one of my top damage dealers. I finished top 100 and he was my third damage dealer behind Cerberus and Valkyrie. I didn't have Ardeas on the time, so I couldn't use her. But Thallen did a very good job. He did around 120 million. So let's see how I have built him. So I built him with a good amount of speed, 466. So let's see. He's with around 15k attack. His attack interval is 1.3, almost critical capped, and with around 340 critical damage. So he's in the Soulbound Arcana. I put him this Whirlwind set more because of the stats than the set. His Soulbound Arcana is very decent. It's not something out of this world, but it's decent, works pretty well. And his artifact, right now I'm using an Eye of Sin. Why? Because increased AoE damage by 20% and killing enemies grants another 10% AoE damage bonus that lasts for 3 seconds. So what happens is that you want him to kill enemies and his damage is AoE. Let's go directly to his skills. So let's start with the basic skill, very simple. He does 60% damage to 5 enemies at a time, and he hits 2 times. So basically he's doing 120% damage. But it's a very good damage for 5 enemies at a time, so that is a good point. A passive, when receives direct damage for enemies blocked by the hero, there is a 25% chance to inflict 1 stack of Radiant Erosion. Deals true damage based on defense of the inflicted target every 2 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So this is very interesting, but you don't want him to suffer damage. Why? Because he's not that tanky. So he's a little bit squishy. So if you put him blocking and receiving damage, the probability of his dying is really big. So this part of his passive, not being bad, of course, is something that I don't feel that he uses that much. In 50 seconds after gun gear returns, the hero increases the attack by 40% and inflicts stun every basic attack and luminous strike. So what happened is that his passive, his ultimate is very interesting, because what happened is that his range is 2 tiles, so that means he hits 2 tiles in front of him. But during his ultimate, he throws his spear against an enemy that can be far away, so that can be 3, 4, 5 tiles on a distance, and the spear will stay on the ground, and you will see, because we will test him in Gear Raid 1 for you to see. And what will happen is that the spear will stay on the ground and we will give continuous damage. And that continuous damage is it will hit the ground and will give 750% damage to 8 enemies around the spear, and then it will stay on the ground for 12 seconds. And during that time, the hero doesn't do anything because he's without weapon, but the gun gear, the spear, will pulse every 2 seconds, deal 400% damage to 8 enemies around, and inflict magic resistance reduction of 20%. So what happened is that, for example, if you put him behind the wall of Immortal Codex or behind the wall of Gear Raid 1, he will never be hit by anyone, and you can just throw the spear and make this enormous quantity of damage. Increases damage in the arena by 15%. To be honest, what happened is that I never use him in the arena. I think 20 it's his cost is very high to put him in the arena. Maybe in the future, but right now, even in the AoE arena, I prefer to use other type of heroes. So this is basically his kit. Let's go to Gear Raid 1 and let's test him and see how it works. So, sorry, Gear Raid 1. Fight, this is my normal team, very different from the team that we will use now. So I will leave these champions here. I will put here Thallen. Thallen can go as an esoteric because he has double faction, so Arbit or esoteric. Let's take someone else, just for us to see the potential. Oh, let's take a Constance. This way he will have some extra damage. And we are using Power of Dominance. Guys, this is just a test. This is not a super breakdown. I'm just giving you some inputs about the hero, some tests to make sure you understand what he can do. Everyone will have Power of Dominance, so let's go and show you what he can do. So basically, why not? I'm dropping him. I'm dropping Ardeas. Now you can see, look, where the spear is and the damage that you can get from the spear there. Sorry, I'm a little bit with a cold, what makes everything. So let's clear these enemies here. Oh, I don't know why I brought Alora. Okay, so now let's pop this and this. So you will see the damage. His damage is pretty decent, especially because you are using with Constance, and he's a damage a magic damage dealer as a fighter, so he do a considerable amount of damage. Don't think we need that. Let's kill these ones. Let's keep Constance, Ardeas, and oh, Ardeas already killed the boss, so that works. Let's see. Poof. not doing this even remotely efficiently, but the team works. So basically, you can see the damage is pretty strong from these heroes. You don't forget they are very well geared too, so that helps a little bit. So let's see what we did and how we did. It's not my fastest run, of course, but we can see here Kamet did 100 million, Ardeas, that's Powerhouse did 53, and Talon did 38. As you can see, his damage is very decent. It's very good. I didn't use his ultimate in the best way possible. They were not efficiently used, but as you can see, he can do a very good damage. He's a very good hero. If you got it, congratulations. I have mine and I really like him. I think he do wonderfuls in Void Rift, and I use him in my Tide too, because he has a very high BP, so it's very easy to use him, and he do a very good damage in AoE. So in Tide he works very well. As you can see, Gear Raid 1 he can be an option, and he can be a very good option in Immortal Codex. Guys, thank you so much for watching.